Stardust Racers is the amazing dueling launch coaster at the newly opened Epic Universe at the Universal Orlando Resort in Orlando, Florida. And just a few days ago, I had the chance to experience Stardust Racers for myself, and it did not disappoint. So today, I'm going to break down everything that makes Stardust Racers such a great ride. So, without further ado, let's get straight into my review of Stardust Racers. The first thing that makes Stardust elite is the amazing ride experience. Stardust starts off with both tracks turning slightly away from each other, then turning back to line up for the first launch below the station. And this launch is actually split into two distinct sections. The first initial kick is decent, but the second jolt you get about halfway through the launch is crazy and really caught me off guard the first time I rode. This actually had to be done because of the transfer track being midway through the launch, which literally means the launch has two different sections, and I'm all here for it. Next, both sides ascend into two identical top hats. If you're in the front, you get excellent airtime on the way up, and in the back, you get flung down and into your seat, which really surprised me. After the top hat, you ascend into an element that starts off as a traditional airtime hill, but then both sides turn away from each other to line up for the next few elements. If you are in the front of the train, you actually get a very unique sideways hang time-like sensation, which was surprisingly fun and really built some anticipation for the rest of the ride. After this, both sides head into airtime hill after airtime hill, all of which giving ejector airtime. And after the last and most insane hill, both sides turn to face each other and hop right into the second launch. This launch is really solid, and very comparable to Velocicoaster's second launch. That is, if your train is in front by the second launch. See, if you didn't already know, Stardust will automatically speed up the launch of the train that is behind so that both trains can complete the rest of the layout simultaneously. What this means is that if you're behind before the second launch, you will get a more powerful and quicker launch to get both sides up to the same speed at the same time. From my experience, the yellow, or the photon side, tends to be behind at this point. So I would recommend that side if you want the full experience of the second launch. And right after the second launch, you head into the trademark element of Stardust Racers, the Celestial Spin. This inversion is absolutely insane. Just seeing the other side inverting above or below you is absolutely crazy. I personally like this element a little better on the green or the pulsar side, just because you hit that inversion with so much speed. But flipping over the other train while accelerating on the way down on Photon is also a highlight. After the Celestial Spin, both sides head into a large overbank turn, which gets surprisingly close to the other side. Then, both sides again head into identical switchback airtime hills, which offer a surprisingly good amount of whip and airtime. And the turn coming off of these turns is again super forceful. Like, I seriously almost grayed out because of how forceful this turn was, which again was really surprising to me. Then, both sides turn to face each other, do one more fun off-axis airtime hill before popping into the brake run. As for a preference between the sides, I really like certain aspects about both. For instance, the airtime hills before the second launch are better on Photon, but the Celestial Spin was better on Pulsar. And I think the ride experience on Pulsar is a little bit more aggressive, whereas Photon is more flowy and smooth. I think I prefer Pulsar or the green side a little better, but it is honestly just a toss-up. Both sides are incredible on their own, and the fact that there are two of them is just crazy. Another thing I really liked about the ride experience is how it can vary so much from row to row. In the front row, you get a really great view, and you can really feel the true racing aspect of the coaster. Not to mention, I think the airtime is a little bit more pronounced there. Whereas the back is a slightly more aggressive ride and gives you a great view of the other train during all the dueling moments. Again, I think I prefer the front for the racing aspect, but you really can't go wrong with either. Heck, even the middle is an amazing ride experience. I'm just gonna cut straight to the point. Stardust has some of, if not the most beautiful trains I've ever seen on a roller coaster. The Comet-themed train design is absolutely incredible. I mean, these things are a literal work of art. From the amazing color scheme to all of the intricate details that many people wouldn't even notice on first glance, these trains look amazing. Not to mention, they have what is likely the best lighting package ever put on a roller coaster train. I mean, just look at it. even the seats and restraints look well themed and thoughtfully done. And speaking of those seats and restraints, Mach Rides make some of the most comfortable seats and restraints in the industry right now. They're super comfortable and freeing for those insane ejector airtime moments. I literally have no complaints with these trains, and hope that this is the new standard going forward for Universal in years to come. This is a category that some people say Stardust kind of lacks in, but I would actually have to disagree. The Art Deco themed Cumin Station really fit the whole aesthetic of the park, and the ride itself could be symbolic of that era with the whole space theme. And I actually really like that the station almost looked like a subway. It might sound a little counterintuitive, but the fact that it almost ties into Harry Potter in the Battle at the Ministry, one of the park's other main attractions, was a great touch. The main theme of Stardust is that you're racing comets throughout the sky. And although I wouldn't necessarily call the ride well themed, I think that was kind of the point. The ride could have had a really elaborate theme, but I almost like the more open theme that the ride has. It's way less overwhelming than something like Ministry, and I like both for different reasons. Not to mention, the station looks amazing at night, especially with all the comets lit up. Another super strong category for Stardust. Stardust Racers is an excellent roller coaster. There's really no other way of putting it. The ride itself is awesome, the trains are amazing, and the theming is cool, and you get the fun of having two separate roller coasters. As for ranking, is it a top 10 roller coaster for me? Absolutely. Top 5? Yes. Top 3? I'm amazed to say this, but yes. And I can tell you it isn't number 3. I firmly believe that this is the best roller coaster in the state of Florida. The ride experience is better than that which is on Velocicoaster, and Iron Gwazi does not light a candle to this ride in terms of theming. I currently have it all the way at number 2 in my rankings, only behind Steel Vengeance. That ride is just perfect. If you haven't already, I highly recommend booking a trip to Epic Universe to ride Stardust and all of the other fantastic rides and other things they have at the park. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. See ya.